Este es Ron. Otro video para ti hoy. Disk Usage Analyzer. I recorded a recent video pertaining to MX Linux cleanup, and MX Linux cleanup has a option to use Disk Usage Analyzer. Now I'm using MX Linux, which is a Debian derivation Linux distribution. It was installed by default. I do not know if this program is available for all distributions of Linux, but perhaps the Debian derivations. You can go to your Start and then Programs and look for Disk Usage Analyzer. If your Linux distribution has a search utility, you just type in Disk Usage Analyzer and look for it. You may also be able to install it, but this is not an installation video. As you can see on screen, it's open. You just open up Disk Usage Analyzer and you should see a screen similar to this. If you look up in the upper left hand corner, there is a Scan Folder button. Click on that and it will allow you to browse your hard drive, or if you have multiple hard drives, you should be able to choose your hard drive of choice that you want to use this tool for. So basically, Disk Usage Analyzer is self-explanatory, hence the term Disk Usage Analyzer. It just allows you to find out how much disk space is being used. It has graphical color codes. It will tell you, and then I'm going to demonstrate kind of how to use it. I'm assuming that if you have a Universal Serial Bus flash drive connected to your computer, it will show up. I do not have a Universal Serial Bus flash drive connected, but I'm assuming it should detect it. And I think it may also detect a, let's see, it may or may not detect like a CD-ROM drive or a DVD drive, although I don't know why you would, I'm not sure what you could do. Although, well, if it was a rewritable, anyways, I do have a DVD drive and it's not listed. So I'm not 100% sure if it supports CD-ROM, compact disc read-only memory, or even compact disc rewritable, or DVD rewritable, or DVD read-only memory. I'm not sure. Alright, so what you would do then is either use the Scan Folder tool, or you could also select your hard drive that you want to analyze. So I'm going to choose the home folder, and that is going to show me a graphical interface. Now these are color coded, if you notice, and then the red is alert. Red just means that these folders are using quite a bit more memory than orange, and then even yellow and green. And then on the left hand side it shows you a list of folders, and they are color coded. White basically means very little and data, but those folders do exist. And if you notice, there's a arrow, kind of a right arrow. If you click on that, it will expand that folder. Now you'll notice some folders that have a .config. In Linux, a folder that is named with a dot before the name of the folder, for example, .config, that signifies that that folder is a hidden system folder. Can you hide other folders? I'm not sure about that one. Linux has some system folders that are hidden, and that makes logical sense because you do not necessarily want to delete them, and you may even not want to access them. So, for example, Thunar is a file manager in Linux. By default, that file manager program, all hidden folders are hidden. You have to enable it. Now this tool, I'm not sure why it shows them. Is that because in my Thunar setting, I don't think it has anything to do with Thunar, but I'm not 100%. It does show you hidden folders, so that's a caveat emptor. Here's a tip. And I'm going to, use adult language because I do not believe in censorship. just be careful when you fuck around with system files, and especially hidden system files, because they can cause a problem. You know what I'm saying? All right. There's my warning, for at least one warning in this video. Now, if you notice the user folder, which is /home/user, that is the user account that I'm actually logged into on this MX Linux Debian distribution derivation. It's red. That tells me that I'm not sure what the metrics are. If the folder or hard disk is 50% or more full being used, then does the graphic turn red? I'm not 100% sure, but it is a warning sign. That's red now. And that could be, I have some data. Now, and it will tell you the size, the contents, the modified date. I think you could probably click on, yes, you can click on these separate tabs and it will sort them. So now I sorted it to the least to greatest. And then I can click on it again and it'll show from greatest to least. So the user folder /home/user is using 6.4 gigabytes. And that is considered red, although the hard, I know you're going to laugh, I don't give a fuck. This is an old hard drive that still works. It's only 80 gigabytes, but it's only the hard drive for my operating system. I have multiple other hard drives installed for my important data. Well, here's a possible gold tip. To me, it does not matter necessarily what operating system, Microsoft, Windows operating system, or Apple Mac and crap operating system. You may want to only use your default hard drive that the operating system is installed for, only for the operating system. If you have any really important data that you absolutely cannot lose, or if you lose, it's going to cause a quagmire in your life, account information, maybe you have important files, whatever. Maybe you have a business and you cannot lose certain data. Here's a recommended tip. Have an external hard drive. It does not necessarily matter. It could be a universal serial bus. It could be a external universal serial bus drive, or a flash drive, or maybe a SATA drive, or a SSD drive. Your important data, place that on that other drive that is separate, just in case your operating system, I'm at the 8-minute mark, becomes corrupted or fails. You know what I'm saying? That is my tip. You know what I'm saying? But it's certainly up to you. All right. Now, your second hard drive might fail too. But my point is that if that hard drive fails, it has your data. Your operating system would still function. And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? If your secondary drive fails, if your operating system drive fails, you'll still have your important data. Anyways. And then here's another quick lecture. I don't care what operating system you're using. Google, Android, Chromebook, Mac and crap, OS, wind blows. Always back up your data. Always back up your data. Always back up your data, because you just never know when you're going to run into a problem. All right. And all of that aforementioned details do have something to do with this user's analyzer, because this user's analyzer will help you analyze why your hard drive is filling up, like in this example here, 6.4 gigabytes. Now, recently I recorded a video pertaining to LBRY, also known as Library, also known as Library, also known as Odyssey. Their client software program, unbeknownst to me, I had no idea. All of a sudden one day I noticed using this tool, because I noticed my computer was acting flaky. It was slower, and also I was getting warnings about, running out of disk space, and I was completely perplexed. I was thinking, how is that possible? I only have my operating system and a few programs on this, 80 gigabyte hard drive. Well, I used this user's analyzer, and I found out that that motherfucking program, Library, desktop client, uses blob files. I think when you use that client to view video content, it saves these blob files. And it does not clean itself up. It does not clean up those files. They just keep accumulating. And they can be quite large. A lot of them are 2 megabytes per file. And you can have thousands. What did I have? I think I had over 20,000 of those blob files. And it eventually filled up my hard disk space to the point that I couldn't I couldn't save any other data. And so I used this tool and I tracked it down. So here's a quick demonstration, and then I need to run. Now what you would do is you would click on one of these folders, and then if it's red, it's warning you that it's using a lot of disk space. You know what I'm saying? And then you would just keep doing that. Go down each folder, each directory, until you note, and then if you hover over these folders in this is kind of like a pie chart. I'm not sure if my encoder will capture this or not. When I clicked on this partial circle, half circle right here, which is Android Studio, I actually downloaded Android Studio to try to learn how to use that. That could be a future video. I do plan on recording a video pertaining to Android Studio and how you can install it. It allows you to, anyways, I don't want to digress about that. That's a future possible video, possibly. It says downloads folder is 3.5 gigabytes. So it can help you diagnose what folder or what files is using a lot of data. Now, Android Studio is using 1.8 gigabytes. Plugins, 1.3 gigabytes, Android, and then it just keeps filtering down. That is exactly how I use this tool to diagnose the fact that the Libri desktop client software kept filling up my hard disk up to the point that it became full. And how much was it? I don't know, 50 gigabytes, 60 gigabytes, whatever the number was. All I did was I went in and cleaned up that directory. So that's what you would do, is once you use this tool, then keep going down directory until you find the culprit. It could be a major directory. It could be the /home user /downloads. You have a lot of movies, videos that are filling up. Or like in my scenario, you have a program, unbeknownst to you, that is out of control and saving all kinds of files or log files or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or data files. It could be a folder that's way down the directory tree, or it could just be, you know, maybe one, I don't know, it shouldn't be the root, but it could be /home user, or like in, you know, this scenario, /home /downloads. So that's how you use this. Now I think you can click on the chart over here and it will browse too. So that's how you use this tool. Disk Usage Analyzer. Adios.